Okay, so we're starting with a breakfast of leftovers. The day before this, I had some cut up sweet potato in the fridge that I needed to do something with. And I also had a bag of granola. It had been maybe tossed around a few too many times, so I didn't really want to eat it as like cereal, you know? I only like eating granola as cereal if it's like real chunky, you know? Clustery, if you will. And so I decided to make an apple crisp sort of thing, but with sweet potatoes in it too. I just steamed the sweet potatoes on the stove, and then on the stove I melted some Earth Balance vegan butter with some brown sugar and like pumpkin pie spices, and then I just threw in the granola into that mixture and just let the granola and the nuts just like soak up all the butter and sugar, and then just laid that on top of the apples and sweet potatoes, put it in the oven, and it was really good. Really easy little crisp thing. And I personally like it better with sweet potatoes than just apples. It's something different, you know? I don't know, it makes it taste extra fall-ish to me. And then for lunch, I made a little taco salad, and I actually made this for the last video that I posted that was called like how I get myself to eat vegetables lately. So I'm not really gonna go into this much because you can watch that video to figure it out, but I just, you know, it's a salad, it's veggies. I made like a chipotle lime mayo dressing and also put some Violife vegan cheese on it and used some leftover taco meat. Pretty fun.
Get it over by the plane. Taco salad.
And then I had some leftover boba because I just got boba with my friend Casey the day before and I hadn't finished it, so here's that. So for dinner, I did have some Chinese food leftovers, which was some chow mein with a vegan meat alternative for chicken type thing. And all I did was I just microwaved the noodles and the meat, and then I used my little microwave steamer basket thingy to steam some little carrots and broccoli. This is what I do with takeout leftovers a lot of the time, is I'll just like try to make them a little bit healthier by adding like veggies, and also you can stretch them out too to make them last longer but still feel like a fresher meal, you know what I mean? And then for dessert, I had some of this cookie dough that I had had in the freezer for some time that was just extra from another time that I made cookies. That's it. The matcha iced coffee is kicking in. My face is getting red. Let's all gather around, children, and say thank you to Truman's for sponsoring this video. You guys know that I've been trying to be more sustainable in my lifestyle. Like I got my reusable shopping bags, I got my reusable Ziploc bags. Now I'm using a shampoo bar and a conditioner bar. I have these biodegradable sponges that I use to exfoliate. That's not what this is about. But like cleaning products have always been something that I've been like iffy about because I'm looking for like natural, cruelty-free, and vegan products. And like it doesn't matter, they're still gonna be in a single-use plastic bottle. Even the ones that are supposed to be like eco products, like they have like non-toxic ingredients or whatever, maybe they use like less plastic, but they're still in a plastic bottle. That's why it's so great that, you know, they've found a way. 2020 guys, we found a way. We didn't, they did. These little pots that you just plop in the dishwasher slash clothes washer slash the toilet bowl, and they just dissolve and do the thing, you know? Probably the closest I'll ever get to feeling like I'm a STEM major. Finally cleaned my toilet bowl after a long time. I'm just kidding, I let it get dirty on purpose. That was just so I could demonstrate the product. Okay? It's not sadness and general neglect for my self-care. It's not that my only motivation for ever cleaning anything is people coming over, and people are not coming over anymore. And once you use them all up, you can have a refill delivered straight to your door instead of getting another single-use plastic bottle of product that's probably about 98% water anyways. So if you want to try Truman's out, use the code Emily20 to get 20% off your first order by clicking the link in the description and going to their website and checking it out. Thanks to Truman's for sponsoring this video. Let's get on with it then. And also I wanted to show how I've been doing my matcha lately. I've been drinking matcha almost every day instead of coffee because coffee has been sometimes giving me issues. I used to like use the little whisk and stuff, not the proper matcha whisk, but like a whisk, you know, and whisk it together in a little bowl. But lately I've just been shaking it up in this little bottle and or some mason jar type mechanism. So you can judge me all you want, but sometimes I can't be bothered to do all that when I can't personally tell the difference. You know what I mean? And then for lunch, I had the rest of the Chinese food leftovers, except this time I decided to actually put in that extra little bit of effort and fry them up on the stove. I put a little bit of sesame oil on the stove and I cut up the veggies really skinnily, so that they would cook really fast. And I also added some soy sauce and I just, I also cut up the meat too, like skinny queens again, so that it would cook better, faster, stronger, harder. And yeah, delicious. And then for dinner, I didn't realize that I had noodles twice in this day, and they're both wheat noodles. Oops, ahaha. I try to have, some variety in my diet, but sometimes you just gotta eat 2 meals of wheat noodles, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so another leftover meal. I basically had some pesto leftovers one day that I wanted to use, and I was feeling like having pasta. So I cooked up some like tomato and broccoli and onions, I think, on the stove with some olive oil, and then I added the pesto and just kept adding pasta water from the pasta that I was cooking to make like a sauce, like a creamy pasta sauce out of the pesto. And that was really good. I feel like I've done something like that before, maybe on this channel. Dude, there's so many things you can do with pesto. Like, I need to do a video all in pesto. But anyways, that's what I did. And then I also added some Violife mozzarella cheese to that and just microwaved it together. And I also had some buttered sourdough bread with earth balance. Oh, this was really like a indulgent meal for me. That was delicious. That was like all the things that I like crave on a regular basis.
So now it's freaking 11:19. I woke up an hour later than I meant to because I didn't set the alarm correctly. I had 2 different apartment complexes call me, and there's a bunch of drama, and I was like, what did I do to deserve this? I just woke up. Anyways, so now we're making just an easy breakfast. We're doing peanut butter toast with strawberries on it. Because also, yeah, I wanted to finish some strawberries. Look at that. And then we're gonna put some cinnamon on here. Pretty delicious. Definitely way better than banana toast. But strawberries are more expensive.
For lunch, I just took the container that had the rest of the taco salad dressing in it, and I just added more veggies to it and also some black beans and stirred it up. That was it. Just lettuce, tomato, peppers, cucumber, and beans. Just a simple little lunch. And then for dinner, we had a coconut curry simmer sauce thing from Costco that my mom had bought a while back and wanted to use it up. I do like making curries from scratch. I have no problem with that. It's just that sometimes it's nice to have like some of these like simmer sauces or like curry pastes or whatever on hand for when you maybe don't have as much time or you feel lazy. So it just started with the usual, onion and garlic, sauteed with coconut or olive oil, I don't remember. And then we had some carrots and bell peppers to use up, added a can of chickpeas, and I also remembered that we had some frozen peas, so I put quite a bit of those in. And I also remembered that I had some spinach in the freezer because I was out of spinach at this point in the week. That turned out really good. I like this specific simmer sauce a lot. It's a little more on the sweeter side. Super like easy and comfort food meal that you have a lot of leftovers for. My kind of thing. My kind of deal.
Look how cute this spoon is. It's like, I wish I had a whole set. I don't know where it's from. It's one of those spoons, that doesn't go with the rest of your spoons, but you don't know whose house it came from, so it's just yours. It's got little stars on it. Anyways, I was gonna make granola this week, but then I went grocery shopping with my mom, actually, for once. We ended up getting this to try it from Walmart. It's gluten-free, it's nut-free, it's made from ancient grains. Oh, it's free from the 9. So that sounds so like dramatic. Free from the 9. Birthday cake! It's got sprinkles in it, but like, what kind of sprinkles, Pretty cute, simple packaging. This is pretty cute. Oh my god, it smells so good. It looks cute too, I really like it. It's like really crunchy. It's sweet. There's spirulina in it. Oh, I guess that's probably the coloring, the green. I keep having breakfast so late. I can't even tell you why. Like I'm so hungry. The colors are very subtle, I gotta say. But like you can see, can you see the blue? There's blue in there. There's blue, green, pink. That might be it. Maybe that's yellow, I don't really know. I'm like so fascinated. It reminds me of those coconut clusters. What are those called? Like nut clusters or whatever from Costco that are so good. Honestly, I don't think I love it as like a cereal, eating this granola as a cereal. I think it's better for topping things or mixing into things or like snacking on a little bit. Yeah, I think I would like this better on top of yogurt than cereal. We also had these gluten-free vegan portobello jerky that I had just seen the same day. Alexa Sunshine 83, I've been watching a lot of thrifting videos lately, and she did a what I eat in a day. Said she really liked these because she's gluten-free and vegan, and she said, so anyways, I did not expect to see them at Walmart and the same day that I heard of them, and it's pretty good. It's probably not my favorite jerky because I do like the forgot what it's called. I used to always buy it from Thrive. It was so good. But they're really good, especially for being like portobello mushroom instead of like seitan jerky or whatever the other ones were. My lunch. Focus on it. Focus on food. Looks kind of aesthetic, doesn't it? Anyways.
So this is a what I eat in a week where my mom is getting, you know, pretty involved. She likes to find recipes in magazines sometimes and ask me to make them with her. So she found this recipe for a falafel fattoush salad, which I've never had, although there's no falafel in this, but there's chickpeas, you know, so there's the ingredients of falafel are in it. Anyways, it was really good though and fairly simple. I liked that it's like a one pot meal, but like a one cookie sheet meal. Basically, you just season up and oil up these chickpeas and purple onion and bake them for like 10 minutes or whatever, and then you lay out some ripped up pita bread on top of that and also some sumac, which I'd never tried before, which is pretty fun. So then you put it on top of the other stuff and bake that for longer. That turned out perfect. Like the pita bread perfectly turned into pita chips. I don't know why, like I expected it to be like mediocre chips. Yeah, that was like super good. I was really happy with the way this turned out and it was super easy to make. So, and after dinner I made some overnight oats for my mother and I. She's been upset with me for hoarding several peanut butter jars in the pantry for many months. Every time I finish a peanut butter jar, I refuse to clean it out and recycle it because I'm like, we should make overnight oats in it, but then I just never make overnight oats in it, and I just like acquire like 10 different peanut butter jars because I go through peanut butter like nothing else. So I finally made some overnight oats with them, and I tried to do like a banana nut thing with this one. I did mash up a banana in each, and I did use some crushed up walnuts, and I used some like pumpkin pie spice. I also put some extra peanut butter in there, and then I also added just a little bit more maple syrup on top of the banana for a sweetener, and ate that the next morning. Well, the next 2 mornings. The leftover chickpeas are like super chalky. I'm gonna put them on a pan for a second. I don't know how like relevant of a tip this is, but I had cut the lettuce last night and put it in here and the parsley on top of this other bowl just so that it wouldn't get soggy while I was like preparing the other stuff for the salad. Then we just put it in the fridge with this like universal silicone lid thing on top of it like that, and it's like perfectly crispy, you know, no sogginess. There's even cucumber in here too. And also these like pita chips, which turned out perfectly. Then we have our cherry tomatoes, which might be a little slimy, but that's okay. Salad. I doubt that it's focused, am I right? And I'm gonna use a lot of this. Salad. Chips.
Oops. A delicious salad. I'm so excited to eat it. That's genuine. That was genuine. Another snack that I've been eating. Is this too close? Is that too aggressive? I'm sorry. Another snack that I've been eating are the truffles. It's not gonna focus on it. From my what I eat in a day that I did a little bit ago. I would love to buy these again when it's winter and the temperature in our house is cooler, because it's like you can't leave them out because they just melt together, and if you just touch it, it just like liquidifies, and if you touch it, it just like liquidifies. It turns to liquid, but then if you put it in the fridge, they just become like rocks. So I basically just like suck on them for a long time. You know, you just leave it in your mouth, and it just, over the next 2 minutes, just gets to the right temperature, and it's a nice little truffle, you know?
For dinner this night, I decided to try these Walmart vegan patties that I had got a few days before, and I didn't even know these existed, honestly, and so I was very intrigued to try them out because they're Walmart brand, and I just found that fascinating. From what I take of it, they're like Walmart's version of, you know, Beyond Meat burger. Everyone's doing their own version now, like Trader Joe's has theirs, which I just tried the other day. We'll talk about that a different time. Yeah, so this was Walmart's version, and honestly, it was not bad. I felt like it was, well, it's definitely, you can't expect it to taste like Beyond Meat, you know, and be like super accurate. I'm sure it's a lot cheaper. I can't remember, but I'll put it on the screen. But I would say more than adequate. Like, nothing special and nothing I would like, you know, parade around to barbecues to impress people with, you know, but decent budget burger patty, in my opinion, as a not super burger fanatic, but someone who does enjoy a good cheeseburger every once in a while. So yeah, hopefully that was a good, helpful review.
Okay, so my neighborhood Walmart always for some reason has mushrooms like this size on sale. Like random mushrooms will just be on sale, like they're going bad, I don't know, but this was only $1.49 for this thing of mushrooms. I bought 2 of them.
Here's me assembling this mushroom hummus toast. Personally, I do prefer this with like plain hummus more than this spicy hummus. I don't really know why, but yeah, this is definitely me copying. I think his channel is Happy Healthy Cool. Is that what it is? It's 3 words, right? It's like 3 adjectives. He made this in like a breakfast video, and it looked so freaking good. I'd never made like mushroom hummus toast or anything like that. Also, this is the first time I've ever bought like this kind of balsamic glaze type dressing condiment thing, and I do like it, although I need to be like super conservative with it because I'm not the biggest fan of balsamic. So every time I use it, I think I'm being conservative enough, and I still use too much.
Looks almost kind of Halloween-y. Let's see if I overdid it with the balsamic stuff. I might have. I'm just trying to scrape a little bit of it off. It was not quite so balsamic-y. Balsamic-y. That sounds like somebody's last name. Balsamic-y. Michael Balsamic-y. It is good though, if you like mushrooms and hummus. I definitely also want to put cheese on this. Like, I imagine if you put like the mushrooms and onions and stuff on the stove and then like melted cheese on top of them, and then you just flipped it all on top of the bread. I'm gonna try that.
For this night, I decided to try to make some nachos in the air fryer, and that turned out to be a really good idea, I gotta say. Maybe it's not a good thing that I discovered this for myself, but basically I started with putting some BioLife Jack cheese on top of some chips, and I air fried that for a few minutes. I ran out of that cheese and I wanted to add a little more cheese, so I did add some more like mozzarella because, oh, whatever. And I did overdo it a little bit in the air fryer because I kind of dried out the cheese in the beans a little too much, but it was still really good. Like I really like the air fryer for like a nacho method. So I just put some salsa on it, and I also used some like leftover cashew cream, sour cream kind of stuff on it. I didn't realize how sad it was gonna look until I assembled it. And it's definitely because it's missing something green. If I just added some like avocado or cilantro or something on top of that, would have looked a lot more beautiful, but alas, we always have next week. And then this is a little, you know, dessert snack that I've been making a lot lately. I'll just cut up an apple and I microwave some peanut butter and chocolate chips in the microwave in like a couple intervals of 20-ish seconds or whatever until the chocolate chips are melted into the peanut butter. And then I slowly add little splashes of milk and bit by bit stir that into that. And as you do that, the chocolate starts to solidify again, which causes the dip to thicken up, and it turns into this like beautiful pudding-ish consistency. I don't know if this is like not new information for anyone, but I was really excited when I just decided to do this one day because I really like it. I was a little bit impressed with myself that day. Saturday, I toasted up some toaster waffles, and I wanted to use up some of this applesauce that had been in the fridge for too long, and I decided to layer in some peanut butter and applesauce between my waffles. Another good idea. I just keep coming in with the bangers in this video. Really, I do. I've been having some good ideas lately, I gotta say. Or maybe my standards are lowering. I don't really know. And then, as a little snack, dessert snack, sweet snack, treat, whatever, I ate one cute little empanada, strawberry empanada from my friend Loopy. Thank you, Loopy. I appreciate you. I love you. And then for lunch, I had the rest of the little curry leftovers, and I air fried up some sweet potatoes with just some random seasonings and oil in the air fryer because we were out of rice. The last dinner of the video, I had my friend Casey over again and decided to make some pho because we'd been craving it and not wanting to, you know, eat out or to get takeout right now if possible. I realized that I actually had bought like a pho broth base a while back from the Asian supermarket, and we just used like whatever veggies that were most applicable that were available. Just some broccoli, carrots, and some regular mushrooms, not shiitake mushrooms, which probably would have been better, but I just already had those mushrooms that I used for the mushroom toast that were on sale. What I was really happy with though this night was this tofu that I pressed in the tofu press for a little bit and then tossed it with some cornstarch and flour. I shallow fried it, I guess, with some vegetable oil on the stove and slowly turned it here and there as it started to get browned, you know? That was really good. And I also put into the soup itself some plain tofu, also pressed, but plain tofu. Plain pressed tofu. If you just cut it up into like small pieces and put it into any soup, it is so good. Like it absorbs the flavors of the soup because it's pressed so well. Delicious and amazing. I love it so much. It's really good chicken noodle soup. I've done that before in a video, but anyways. And then for dessert, yes, another dessert. I do love dessert. I eat dessert very often. This one was some Haagen-Dazs ice cream that my mom had bought because it was on sale. I like the Haagen-Dazs non-dairy ice creams, but they can be the flavors can be a little too aggressive sometimes, a little too rich for me. So I decided to make a little milkshake out of it, of sorts. I added some frozen banana, I added some peanut butter because the flavor was like peanut butter chocolate or whatever, so I just added a little bit more peanut butter. I also added some oat milk, and that was delicious. I don't know why I don't do this more often. I know that it's because I don't like to use the blender at night. I don't know why, but it seems like much more of a nuisance to use the blender at night than it does in the morning for me. But anyways, so thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some food spell out of it, or something else. Maybe a laugh, maybe a smile.